Another crazy week in review. We have March Madness upsets again. We also have brand new equipment to review. We've got new teased home gym equipment, and we've got yet another reason to start your own home gym. And last but certainly not least, we are going to be building out a $7,000 garage gym. Let's get to it. The No Fate channel checking in. Jonathan here with another home gym week in review. You know what time it is, the time that I dunk these nuts right in ice water and we go over the entire week of the home gym community, what's new, all the stuff that's going on in sports and sports entertainment, and a little bit of fun on the side. In case you needed yet another reason to start your home gym or just brag to all your friends that home gyms are the way, Tekashi 6'9" has gotten jumped at a local gym. So let's do a bit of a flashback, a little backstory in case you're not familiar. Tekashi 6'9" is a very famous rapper. Now, he's not a gangster, however, he did run with a very bad crew, so to speak. And when it came time that he got charges pressed against him, well, he snitched. He ratted on everybody. I mean, he didn't just spill his beans. He spilled all the beans. He was ratting on people he didn't even know in order to save himself a boatload of jail time. He did get some time. He got released. And a lot of people thought that once he got released, he would basically go into hiding because all the people and all the friends of the people that he ratted on were out to get him. Well, Tekashi 6'9" has been more than in the limelight in terms of being very public with regards to where he is, what he's doing, as well as touring, presenting, singing, rapping, all that great stuff. Unfortunately, it has caught up to him. Just last week, he was at a local gym getting his gains on, and when he was in the locker room, it looked as though someone realized he was there, called a bunch of their friends because they can't take on a 5'3" individual by themselves, and they went all Eastern Promises on him in the bathroom. It did look like he is okay. He did have to go to the hospital, but it didn't look as though he was cut or shot or any worse for wear aside from a beating. March Madness is in full effect, and it's delivering everything that we hope to see, and that is upsets. Why? Because we all love the underdog. Now, round one, we obviously see upsets. We expect to see upsets because a lot of the good teams are asleep at the wheel. They think they're going to just steamroll a lot of the lower seeded teams. And we saw some massive upsets. But usually by round two, everyone's eyes are wide open and no one's getting away with anything. Well, Princeton, of all teams, decided to let people know it wasn't a fluke. And number 15 seed Princeton did it again. They're heading on to the next round. Bells of Steel. Yes, this is a Canadian company that has a location here in America, and they just dropped a brand new budget piece of equipment. It seems like Bells of Steel, with some of their releases, is really angling to fill the void left by Titan Fitness. Titan Fitness for years has been the budget home gym manufacturer, and frankly, their lack of innovation and their increased prices has left a massive gap. And Bells of Steel is moving in. Plate-loaded lat pull-down and low-row machine. Now, this is not a new design, but they've added some really nice features to make it their own. First, let's talk about price, because that's what is the biggest driver. This is $900, less than half of their selectorized version. Now, the selectorized version obviously comes with 300-pound weight stack, but for most of us, listen, we're on a budget. $900 is a lot of money, and doubling that is something that is out of many people's price range. For $900, you're going to get all of the selectorized function and feel, but you're not going to get that price tag. You just have to add your own weight. Now, what did they add to this machine to make it their own? Number one, you can add pulleys now, which is beautiful. So you load these things up with weight, and say you want to get a different range of motion with regards to the resistance, you add some pulleys. Or maybe you're just super strong, you add it up with weight, you got no extra room to add more weight, boom, you put on some pulleys and you're off to the gains races. The other thing that they added was the fact that this is essentially a rack attachment. So if you don't have a power rack and you wanted to add attachments to this, you absolutely can. Or maybe you have a power rack but you're running out of real estate and you want to store some of your equipment, you can because of this design. And what's nice about this is they give you the ability to customize this lat pull down machine, meaning it gives you the way to add certain stuff. So you can add plate pegs, you can add a split squat roller if that's your bag, although I really hate that exercise, landmine attachment, dip attachment. So Bells of Steel has really overbuilt this equipment. Even though we call it budget, it's nice to see that they're putting all the bells and whistles. Aluminum pulleys, a 450-pound cable capacity, and the pins have a 400-pound capacity. So clearly it's going to be able to handle all of your gains. Keep in mind, normal 300-pound weight stacks are excessively heavy. So the idea of putting 400 pounds worth of plates on this thing and going to town is one of those things that we probably will never see or do, but it's nice to know we can. One thing I hope Bells of Steel does in the future is to add an upgrade option, meaning you buy the plate-loaded version, use it for a number of years, you're on a budget, but when you finally get that money, you're able to buy the selectorized plates without having to rebuy the entire machine. Time out. I need to give you all a massive thank you. You've all been using my affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video, and those links do help support the channel. I know these videos look like they're just made on the fly, on the go, but guess what? A lot of time does go into editing them, and obviously all the proceeds from your contributions using the affiliate links do go 100% into future reviews. Also in the category of new products, or at least teasing new products, Rep Fitness does it again. They go on their new product website and you can see that they've put a little blurred out stay tuned item here. Now, I don't know specifically what this is, but allegedly, this is going to be a budget bench. This is going to be the third bench release this year, and it's going to be more on the budget side compared to the Blackwing and the AB 5200 2.0 monsters that are out there. Speaking of Rep Fitness, if you've ever wanted to throw your hat into the proverbial home gym manufacturing ring, hey, now is the time. They've got a number of jobs opening that they are taking resumes for, and they range from a whole slew of stuff. And if you're on the fence, if you're like, I don't know, do it. Just do it. Get to the chopper. Do it. Send in your resume. You never know. You do an interview. They like you. Maybe you're not right for the job that you interview for, but they find another position for you within the company. And clearly, this is a company that is growing. And in the future, they've got a whole host of other jobs coming. And I think I may be throwing my hat in the ring for videographer. I've got an iPhone 6 with a full battery ready to roll, and hopefully they can take me on and use my particular set of skills. In a recent poll I put up on my YouTube channel, I asked if you had to start over from scratch, zero, gots, nothing, how much would you need financially to get your home gym to a point you'd be okay with, you'd be comfortable with? And the large majority of you said $8,000 US. So I got myself to thinking, if I had $7K, $7 grand, what would I get if I had to do it all over again? If I started from square one? And let's just take you through my thinking. Number one, I will tell you I didn't look for any sales. I just went online and just went after stuff that I knew I would use a lot of, and it would give me a good versatility in a home gym. And I wasn't too heavy budget conscious because I wanted to get stuff that I felt I would want to keep and not have to sell and rebuy something else down the road. And I had to factor in the reality that $7,000 is not going to get me everything I currently have in my home gym. So just starting off with what I got out of Rep Fitness, let's go to the cart. And I'll go through this pretty quickly. Number one, we got ourselves an AB 5200. The new one that's coming out looks to be amazing. It's expensive. It's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but it is going to be that one bench to do it all. And the reason I didn't go with the Blackwing is that I'm not a huge proponent of the decline stuff. It's just not something I put into my routine. If it was, I'd go with the Blackwing. The big purchase obviously is going to be the power rack. I think the power rack is the way to go for adding versatility into a small amount of space and getting after those gains. You can do so much inside a power rack. So of course I went with the 93-inch height, black uprights, Red Cross members just to change it up with the multi-grip bar because I love my pull-ups. I went with the PR4000. I know people like the 5000 because of the 1-inch hardware. I just didn't need the price increase. I don't feel like it offers much more than a little bit more on the aesthetics and that 1-inch hardware. The thickness of the steel is still the same as the 4000, and with my 4000, I haven't noticed any issues with regards to stability. I'm also a big fan of landmines. I think there's a lot of great exercises you can do with the landmine for not a lot of money, and I'm also a big fan of a standalone landmine rather than attaching it to my rack. Next up on the list is a barbell, and frankly, it's something that I'm going to get one of and only one. I'm not going to have a squat bar and a deadlift bar and a bicep curl bar. We're only getting one bar. Boom, we're going Rogue Fitness. Obviously, they make fantastic barbells, and that you've got the pick of the litter. They've got every different shape, size, color, and knurling. I'm going just out of the sake of speed, Ohio Power Bar E Coat. Now for cardio in our home gym, you know I'm going with the Echo bike. I love it. It's expensive, but it's worth it. And of course, you've got to pay extra for the wind guard and the phone holder, but who cares? In terms of saving money and space, interchangeable dumbbells are the way to go. There's a number of companies out there. I'm not telling you which ones are best. I've got Power Blocks. They've lasted me forever. I will say we're just going to go with the Nuo Bell dumbbell set. People seem to like these. I haven't used them, but listen, we're just throwing it in the cart to get it done. Okay, with shipping, we are now at $2,174.95 for our cardio, for our dumbbells, and for our barbell. Regardless of what your budget is, you know you can't talk home gym equipment on a budget without going to Titan Fitness. That's right, we're going to rock their multi-cambered bar. We're going to add that to the cart. Now for plates, you can really go down a deep rabbit hole in terms of cost. They range widely in terms of quality as well, from bumper to cast iron to calibrated to pound to kilogram. It doesn't matter. But because we're still on a strict budget, even though $7,000 is a lot of money, we are going to go budget. Signature Fitness has theirs on sale at Walmart. These things went quickly, but we can still get two 210-pound sets to give us 420 pounds total, and that's going to bring the cost to $430. For weight and barbell storage, we are going to go Bells of Steel. Their plate tree is absolutely overbuilt, and it's one of my favorites. It's got the wheels, which give it some nice mobility, and it's got the extended sleeves here for extra storage for future growth if we end up needing 1,700 pounds of total weight. So that's $300, and we're going to go with the adjustable competition kettlebell. These kind of go in line with the adjustable dumbbells. These are fantastic. It's a brand new product that they just upgraded, and I've got them in-house. I love them. I've been using them. They're fantastic. Boom, we're going to get both of these done. We are currently sitting at $5,507, so we got some room to play with, but not much, and we are going to go auxiliary bar shopping, which I am a big fan of because I tend to use my auxiliary bars fairly often. So let's go over to Rep Fitness. I'm a big fan of both their safety squat bar and their SSB. So we're into the $7,000 cap, and that extra money, honestly, is just going to go into Amazon to get things like bands, to get things like gymnastics rings, and some of the small accoutrements that help furnish a home gym. The money doesn't go as far as it used to. There's still tons of ways to get a budget home gym. If you are patient, if you do rock sales, your money's going to go further. But still, in this day and age in 2023, it's going to be expensive. I want to know from you. Comment down below. If I gave you $7 grand, what would you do with it to build out a home gym from scratch? Also, let me know what I forgot. I'm sure there's one thing. I think I forgot Easy Curl Bar, which I think we all need, but I'd probably grab one of those off of Amazon for like $60 and be done with it. If you made it this far in the video, you and I are like Tekashi 6ix9ine and snitching. We're like Leonardo DiCaprio and extremely young girlfriends. We are best friends, band of brothers. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. Let me know who I should be covering in future reviews. And as usual, don't save anything for the trip back.